As we've gone through this, we've been talking about how we're adding colors. So let's talk about the backgrounds a little bit, what you can do the background. So this right here is the green section. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to make this background red. I'll probably want to make it black to fit the black that we put out here. See, if this is black and this is black, it looks cohesive. It blends them together. All right, see how that looks smooth? What else can you do here? You can do some transparencies. You can add some basic stuff, but that's how you do colors. It's super simple. Click on the section. So if I want to change this section to black, I'll change that section to black. If I want to change this box to black, I'm going to go to this box. I'm going to click the gear button, and I'm going to scroll over here, and I'm going to make that one black. Now the whole page becomes an entire page. See how it doesn't, it's all one page because all the colorations. But we want this top part to stand out. So let's go back and make that stand out by making it blue as a background. And then if you have color background and you have a color interior, you don't want to do the color interior, just take the color off, hit the gear icon, and then the background color, you're going to click this little button right here, which gives you a clear. Now here's a little neat thing you can do. If I click this little section here, and I click my background color. Now see how my background color here is see-through, but if I do this, it gives it a light dark section around there. See how that looks? That makes it stand out, but it still shows. So if I change the color of the background, if I want to change this background now to red, I don't have to change the background of this because it's just a slightly darker version of that. Does that make sense? So I click here, select the colors, and this dictates what color they are. And here's the fun part. See where it says add a custom color? So now what if I want that to be a lighter color? Let's click the color. Let's go to white. And now we're going to give it just a 50% ratio. This right here is your see-through. So all the way down here is solid white. All the way up here is blank. So we're going to do it right in the middle, maybe a little bit lower. And we're going to call this white clear or white transparency. And we're going to add that color. So now we have a white section around it. Now if I'm going to do that, I want to add some margin to it. Remember we talked about that? Excuse me, padding. So I'm going to add a padding a little bit around it. So let's put it at 10 all the way around this. So that gives it a nice little feel. So it's got space on the inside of it. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but see how that gives a little space around it so it looks like it's supposed to be there. Now I'm going to change that coloration a little bit. Now maybe we want margin, remember, moves it around, moves it up and down. Padding is inside of it. Let's go to the top one and see how it adds more space inside the little box. So all we're doing is adding some space within the box itself, keeping it super, super simple. Okay, so maybe we want to add a border to it even. We can add a border, and we can make that border orange or yellow or black, whatever color we want it to be. Maybe we want it to have rounded corners. You see what we're doing? We're rounding these corners. So now it has a black background around it, has rounded corners, and that means we probably want our text up here to now be black to fit. Okay, so hopefully that helps you understand how they work, and we're going to make all this bold again. I think it just looks better. And then we're going to change the color of our bold. Again, we're doing everything over on the left-hand side, but it's showing up here on the right-hand side. Make our bold colors black as well. And then we have this italicized. Let's make the italicized one. It's going to be blue. Go back and look at the text one and how we did that. But we're just showing you how these work so you can see how to make things stand out, pop out, and everything. And honestly, if this was my design, I probably wouldn't want a see-through color, but I'm just showing you how those work. I'd probably want a solid color in it. So now you see how that stands out, and that creates a really interesting design. We can then put a shadow around that if we want to. Later on, we can do a lot of stuff to it, but let's keep it simple for what we're doing here. All right, so hopefully that helps you understand how to use colors. You change colors by hitting the gear icon on the section, the row, or the segment. Okay? So if I'm going to add something, everything can have a different color behind it, but to make them cohesive, you make the segment and the row have the same color, and that makes it within the same box. It's been a little bit long. Hopefully this makes sense. Everything has colors that can go around it, and that may help you understand how they work.